Hey, what's up, people? I'm working hard today. I'm sweating a little bit because it is hot, but I took a whole hour cleaning up all this crap that was on the floor. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want none of my coworkers to fall and miss work because there's no workers comp for the temps here. But like I said, I like how I get paid every week. I like the rate they pay me at, and I like how my job isn't very demanding. Because you can have a job that pays you a lot of money and you'll be miserable as hell, like I was at one point. But yeah, 2009. I know everybody can probably remember this. It's not like the president, our first black president, but you know what happened on June 25th, 2009, around 2:30 p.m. Well, this is where I was. So I'm downstairs in the room. I'm downstairs in the basement with my brother, and the big TV's downstairs. And we get like a breaking news. It's really rare that happens. No one really watches TV. I don't have a TV today, but breaking news appeared on our TV screen. I don't know what we were watching. That's one thing I can tell you, to be honest. I don't know what we were watching, but it was on Fox News. And I can show you the actual clip that I was watching. It said Michael Jackson is reportedly in a coma. And we were like, what? Michael Jackson's in a coma. And strange enough, I'm not very later in this series I'm doing. He's going to come up a lot later. He plays a big role in my life many years later. But the only time I listen to Michael Jackson music, and I'm bringing it back, man. I had my little MP3 player, and I put like maybe, because remember on the MP3 player, I didn't have an iPod. You could transfer the songs on your MP3 player. I don't know how many songs mine's held, but I put mine's on the player. I think all Michael Jackson's music on there that was downloaded on the computer, because we didn't have his actual albums. We had a lot of music that was downloaded illegally on Windows Media. I don't know why I just said that, but we had a lot of music on there, and I just listened to Michael Jackson. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. It was actually it was legal music, because there's no way we would have just downloaded a bunch of Michael Jackson. It had to be like a whole album. So take back what I just said. But when I went to the trip where I was ashy as hell, I think I listened to his music then too, because I had an MP3 player back then. I don't know how I obtained this MP3 player, to be honest. But somebody's coming over to clean up the parking lot. But as I'm downstairs in the basement, I'm like, Michael Jackson's in a coma, and I didn't think much of it. I go upstairs in my room. I turn on the other TV. We had a lot of fucking TVs in the house. Had one in our room, my dad's room, the girls' room, and it was downstairs in the basement. Not one in the living room for some reason. So we had 4 TVs. And my dad was always complaining about the bill. Like one time, you ever have a parent that complain about the amount of times you flush the toilet? My brother flushed the toilet like a couple times, and then he was all like, he was like, son, that's money going down the drain. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at somebody behind my car. Yeah, he's picking up trash. He doesn't bother me at all. He's a pretty cool dude. But anyway, there are a lot of TVs in the house. I turn on my TV in my room, and he's like, we have 6 ABC. That's the local news channel for Philadelphia. Jim Gardner, who is a prominent broadcaster for 6 ABC for many years. He said it was Jim Gardner. Yeah, Jim Gardner said he was like Michael Jackson has been reported dead, and then it was showing like 1958, 2009. I come out of my room. I was like, Dad, Mike, you heard? He was like, what? I was like, Michael Jackson died. And then the girl, she stuck her head out the door. And everybody, we all just went in. Well, she didn't come in my room, my dad's room, but I went in my dad's room. And I was like, we all turned the TV on. We were like, Michael Jackson died. And we was all huddled up together. I go downstairs. I called my mom. Mom, you heard Michael Jackson died? She was like, yeah, oh my God, Michael Jackson died. Everybody was going crazy. And man, if I had friends, man, I'd be calling friends. I'd be like, you heard Michael Jackson died? You heard Michael Jackson died? I would have ran outside, be knocking on doors like, Michael Jackson died. Them little kids across the street, they probably didn't know who Michael Jackson was. But I was like, damn, Michael Jackson passed away. And that was the talk for the whole day, like the entire day. If you died on that day, I'm sorry for you. If you can't watch, you're probably not watching this video. But if you died that day, it's like no one cares. Michael Jackson died. Like you gotta like do what Jesus did on Sunday. You gotta rise from the dead and you know, die another time. Because Michael Jackson, that's all people cared about. Ed McMahon and Farrah Fawcett. It was just like, fuck them. Michael Jackson died, you know? And you could not miss people talking about him on TV. I turned, because it's not that I wasn't concerned about it, but I wanted to just watch TV because I wasn't really watching cartoons at the time. And it was everywhere, man. I mean, I'm not watching cartoons, so I go on Comedy Central. They're talking about him. I go on, you know, Sports Center. Oh, they're showing his performance at the Super Bowl. I'm like, damn, let me go to Telemundo. Oh, they're talking about Michael Jackson in Spanish. It's no way you can get people from not talking about this guy. And I'm just like, damn, he had such a profound effect on people. And a little fast forward, this is when I begin to hate Al Sharpton, because not that I watched the funeral, but I didn't like how he came out of nowhere and spoke at his funeral. I think he gave the eulogy. He was gonna say some it was nothing weird about your father. It was weird what he had to go through. I'm like, where the hell were you at when all these comedians were calling him crazy and a pedophile and he did all these things to little boys? Where were you then, Al Sharpton? And this is when I found out who he is. I began to research about this guy, but he's a little later in the story. But this is when I began to realize who Al Sharpton is. The guy who I think he paid his taxes now, but this is the FBI snitch. This is the guy who there's a lot of things about Al Sharpton. You know, I think I was talking to the guy at my job that's from Brooklyn. He said that he once marched in the streets with him. So I didn't want to say nothing too disrespectful, because that's somebody he knows personally. But I think Al Sharpton is not who he says he is, man. You know, he's a pimp, man. He's a pimp. He pimps the black community. He's been doing it for years. And I don't personally care for him, but Michael Jackson, man, he died. That's a day nobody will ever forget, man.